So, anytime someone wants to make a change, start at the very beginning, which is always go through the resident or applicants at a glance page. Because they're requesting a change, which means we need to update the information that's stored within OneSite so that when we update our documents, it has the correct information to pull from. So if you wanted to change his lease start date, then we would access his resident or applicants at a glance page and change his lease start date. Anything else that needs to change, we would change. Once we've made that change, we would access our move-in checklist through our move-in wizard, and then go down to the Docs tab and open up our packet. Now at this point, we really just need to understand what needs to be updated, what is being affected by the change that Tom has requested. Maybe it's all of the forms inside your packet. Maybe it's just one or two. Whatever is actually being affected, you can physically choose to update. And for this example, I'm going to say only one form needs to be updated with the new change. So I'm going to select just that one form. I'm now going to go to Actions and remove selected documents from Packet. It's going to give me a scary message, and it's going to say we are going to permanently delete this information from your packet, and that's exactly what we want it to do. That information is no longer valid. It's no longer the most up-to-date information, so we need to wipe it out so that the newest information can pull over. So we're going to be very brave, and we're going to click Yes. When we do so, we're going to see that the Notes column completely wipes out, and we're going to get that nasty red X back. But thankfully, we know the cure to red X's now. That red X is tied to a form. We know that because under Description it says Form. And we know what to do with forms. We generate them. When we click Generate Forms, all pending forms that need to be generated will appear here within this list. Any of those forms that are marked with that nasty red X will be defaulted as ready to generate automatically for you. You will click Generate, answer any user defines, and hit Save. At this point, we're just waiting for that long message. This is a short message because we can see some of the Notes column is blank, so we're going to hit Refresh Contents until we get that long message. Now that we have it, we still want to do our Print View to make sure that our change did take on our document. And once we did that, we are ready to collect signatures again. Now, before I told you that once we chose a signature style, the other option was actually taken away from us entirely within the packet. And all of these documents were signed using DocuSign. Yet I can see OFSA given to me as an option for this newly generated form. The reason why that is that all of the other documents were technically finalized at a different time that this document was generated. So the packet is kind of seeing it as its own little sub-packet and technically stating, well, you could have gotten a paper signature if you really needed to. Best practice, though, is to keep it consistent with whatever the original signing manner was. For one, you're setting an expectation with your residents and your applicants on how they're going to be expected to sign things for you moving forward. You're creating a good habit, making sure that you get signatures much quicker in the future. So if you call them and you say, hey, I have something I need you to sign, and you've always followed your expectation of DocuSign or pen and paper, whichever, then they'll be in the habit of checking their email immediately and signing what they need, or setting an appointment with you to come in and sign pen and paper. Also, keep it consistent for your own business practices. All of these documents are in part of a lease contract. And if we have mixed signature styles, some were signed pen and paper, some were signed electronically, we have a greater chance of misplacing one of those documents, thus compromising the rest of our addendas. So keep it consistent for your own practice. All of these other documents were signed via DocuSign, so I want this one signed via DocuSign too. So I'm going to click Sign Documents and proceed with my DocuSign option. You're going to flow through all the exact same steps that we've seen. Close out, and you can see status is now there instead of OFSA, telling you that you have sent this via DocuSign for the resident to sign. Now Tom will get another email from DocuSign But in his preview window, he will only see the newly generated documents. He will never have to re-sign the entire packet unless you regenerated the entire packet. Now, when he gets back into DocuSign, he has to again agree to the electronic records and signatures disclosure to create a new certificate to back up the authenticity of this new signature, so it can wipe out the other one because that one is no longer valid. Once he has signed, you will pay attention to your Today page, and when that document's ready for countersignature has updated from 0 to whatever other number, you would know it's time for your countersignature. You would access the packet and click Sign Documents. And either look for your eDoc signer listed there or click Sign Now if you are the eDoc signer. Once I do that, and I hop right back into my packet, I can see that I'm given back my beautiful green checkbox, which takes me right back in completed packet status. So we've updated Tom's request, and his packet is in full compliance. So now we can close, and we are back in completed packet status.